All right, so what did I do overall? Well, for the 2002 Toyota Camry LE, it's a V6. It's got I think it's a 3.0 engine. So what I did is I swapped the cooling fan sensor. I swapped that, and then in the same spot in there's the housing for the thermostat. I swapped the thermostat out. I also swapped the radiator cap, and I swapped that sensor there, which is the temperature sensor. I also swapped this hose. I swapped that hose, and so far it seems to be fine. I used one of the what's it called, one of these, the 50/50 coolant, and I used only one of these 1 gallon jug. I'm not sure if it's gonna require a little bit more, but it seems to be enough. I'm still checking to see if there's any air in the system, so that I can add a little bit more. But the reservoir, that one seems to be a little over the full capacity, so it might be okay. So one of the things that I did was I unplugged the battery, and because I unplugged the battery, the computer reset itself, and when I turned on the vehicle for the first time again, the idle was off. It was super low, like really, really low. And I learned that the computer needs to relearn how to idle, or how the vehicle should be idling. So there's like two ways you can do it. One way is that you can go on the freeway, set the cruise control at 60 miles per hour, and drive it like that for a little bit, and the computer resets itself. The other way that you can do it is you can do you can follow some steps of pressing the brake, turning the ignition to the on position, then turning it off, then turning it on again to the on position, and then turning it off, and then the third time, turning the car on all the way. Once you turn the car on all the way, you put the car in drive, you put the e-brake, and you let go of the brake. And the car is going to push itself, but it's going to be held back by the e-brake. And after a few minutes, 4 minutes max, the car is going to learn, the idle position, or relearn the idle position, and then it should be okay. So yeah. Final thing I did is I swapped the air filter. The STP air filter, like the regular one, is too bulky, and this wouldn't close fine. So I went and got the STP premium. That one looks a little bit different, and I was able to make this close fine. In fact, this was one of the things that I took out completely, and this, to be able to get in there to remove the housing for the thermostat. So yeah, it was, I don't know, it was a simple task, but it was a big task for me, and overall I think I did a good job. So hey. I drained the water so that I could replace that sensor there, and the other thing is so that yeah, so I went down here and I undid the plug so that I could drain the coolant. All right, so I'm still wondering how this is gonna come out. I'm replacing the water sensor from there, and this is it. But in order to take it out, I broke it apart. I didn't have the right tool to begin with, so broke it. But it's now going in. And I've added some of this thread sealant to it so that hopefully it seals properly. Yep, this is it. It's all broken now, but I took it out. So the next thing is to swap out this water line. It's looking really nasty right there, but hopefully it cleans up good and there's no leak. All right, so far my progress has been removing the intake box. I took out that sensor thing, and then I unplugged it from here, from the top. So I took it out, and then I took out this vacuum valves or vacuum hoses, and I kind of took notice of where they each go. And now I'm attempting to remove this. Hopefully it's not attached to anything else, and then it just comes out freely so I can get to the thermostat. Okay, so progress. I didn't take out this hose. I only undid it from the block, and I undid this I guess it's like a ground. I undid that so that I could have a bit more space to work. And I went over here and I undid this wire hoses so that I could move them back just a little bit. And so I went and I took out the bolts from the housing. There's 4 bolts because there's this one here that removes it removes the nut that is holding all of those wires onto the housing. And so the housing has the three bolts. There's 2 at the top and then 1 at the bottom, so you can't forget the one at the bottom. All right, so I got the thermostat out. It was very difficult to get it out. It was kind of stuck. I guess it's sealed. But anyway, I got it out using those pliers. Okay, so I am going to install it now. On the gasket, I'm gonna add a little bit of grease. This kind of grease. So this is white grease. I think it should work. I'm just gonna add it on so that I can so hopefully it seals a little bit better. And then this pin is for the air to flow out, so leave this facing upward on the vehicle. So there, I put some of the grease on it, and it's white grease, so that's why it's looking like that. And then I left the pin upward, and those are the 3 bolts that I'm talking about. There's that 1, 2, and the other one is right there, 3. So you want to make sure that you get those bolts, those 3 bolts when you're taking it off. Now I'm gonna put the housing back on. I'm also gonna replace that sensor. Okay, so to actually get in there and be able to put the screws, you need extensions like this. Another way you can do it is with the actual ratchet. You can get in there. So yeah. Okay, with that out of the way, now I'm going to do the sensor. And this sensor has only one pin, like I was saying. I'm gonna put thread sealant on the new one. And all right, so the final step, it's going to be filling up the radiator and plugging in the battery, because I've already gotten this put back in place. And I got all of the vacuum hoses plugged in. I got this one plugged in again, so everything's ready to go. I'm holding the cruise control at 60 to see if the idle can be relearned.